Hi, my name is Steve Wallace. This is my Module 13 for EDL 851, and this is the case study. So a quick summary of this case study. Miss Horton is an award-winning first grade teacher. She's going through some personal issues at home. Husband has left her. She's with two teenage boys at home. So that's weighing on her quite a bit. Since her husband leaving her, complaints about the teacher, including verbal abuse of the students, have been mounting from several different parents. Miss Wilson, the principal, has not witnessed any of the accusations, and they continue to roll in. This all comes to a head during a parent meeting where Miss Horton explodes on the parents and administrator in the meeting. So, problem identification and analysis. What do we know? Ms. Horton is an award-winning first grade teacher. She's going through personal issues, which we already discussed. Ms. Wilson is a third-year principal with 13 years of teaching experience. The school is one of 3 elementary schools in the district. It is a small elementary, just 18 teachers plus other staff. Since personal issues have come up, Ms. Horton's mood, attitude, willingness to work with others has definitely suffered, and Ms. Horton has been receiving complaints about treatment of students by parents, both to the principal and also to the school board. What do we need to know? Do parents in the district complain about teachers regularly? Is this a common practice in the district? Why, if this has been such a problem, did the principal, Ms. Wilson, not notice anything when she had been visiting the classroom regularly? Why did Ms. Wilson take so long to confront or discuss with Ms. Horton the mounting complaints? And then what are the typical expectations of meeting with parents at the school? Ms. Horton had been skipping out on meeting with parents, had been late to school fairly frequently. So what are the expectations there, and how are teachers held accountable? Identify the problem. There's many layers to this problem. The main focus is the teachers receiving negative feedback from parents, and there seems to be a disconnect with the evaluation process and the school's expectations and what the administration is witnessing. So what I mean by that is, if there's this major problem going on in a classroom, this should have been witnessed and discussed and hopefully caught earlier in the process, rather than mounting into a blow up with parents in the room. The teacher's gone through personal issues, which may be leading to professional issues. So there's several layers to the problem, but the main one I'm going to focus on today is just the disconnect between the evaluation process and school expectations and what the administration was seeing from the teacher. So my plan for action: revamp the evaluation process, put Ms. Horton, and when I say revamp the evaluation process, what I mean is looking at how often the administrator's in there, what they're looking at, why they're looking at it. Is there a probation evaluation? What other steps in the evaluation process, so that the administrator can make sure that they head off problems and help, which is why we do evaluations, help teachers improve student learning. Put Ms. Horton on probation evaluation, which would basically mean she's going to be evaluated more frequently, and maybe look for some certain things like how she interacts with students. Revamp how parent complaints are handled. I think that Ms. Horton should have been talked with and discussed with the parent complaints that were coming in much earlier than they did. That way Ms. Horton could maybe look in the mirror, and Ms. Wilson could maybe help give her some pointers on how to handle some different things. But I think the teacher should know that those complaints are coming in, what they are, and who they're coming from. Provide opportunities for teachers to have time with a counselor if needed. This teacher is obviously having some personal issues that were creating problems for her in a professional setting. Maybe she needs someone to talk to, and maybe have counselors give some time to teachers if needed. And then reiterate to teachers what the expectations are as far as, simply being on time, how to communicate with parents, both phone calls and email, and make sure that those are abided by, and that's part of our evaluation process in our school. Appropriate strategies for implementation. Start revamping the evaluation process, follow board and state policies. When you're changing the evaluation tool within a school, there's going to be certain things that you're going to have to follow, and definitely red tape and hoops to jump through. Form a group to help rewrite the evaluation process. That gives teachers say in it and hopefully gives some more buy-in. Form a group to write a process of how to handle parent complaints and informing teachers. I think this is important that teachers are aware of what parents are saying about them and why and who and when and where. Meet with the counselor about ways that the counselor could provide time, tips, whatever it might be to help teachers' mental health. And then in a staff meeting, clearly and openly discuss what our expectations are as a classroom teacher, and also be open about the new evaluation process and parent complaint protocol, so that we're being open and honest about where we're headed as a school to make sure that we have the best teachers, and that if we have the best teachers, we're going to have great high student learning. Resolve issues based on promoting success of all students. Evaluation system did not work for Miss Horton. So the goal of evaluation is teacher improvement. If the teachers are not improving, the system is failing our students. So by changing up how we eval teachers, that'll hopefully improve them, which will improve student learning. The parents' complaint need to be handled differently. Parent involvement is important in the student's learning. We know this, but there also needs to be clear expectations of who, what, when, where, and why. Parents, how they communicate with teachers, how they communicate with administration, what their expectations are once they've communicated their needs, wants, or concerns. That needs to be a written protocol that's followed, which then forms those relationships needed where it's not just student-teacher, but it's student-teacher, admin, and parents all working together to help promote student success. Teacher not communicating well with colleagues, parents, and students. The teacher has to be a positive and a really good communicator. If they're struggling, there needs to be interventions put in place. If teachers aren't communicating well with students or parents or with other colleagues, then students will not be able to reach their full potential. Debrief the problem by reflecting on what you're thinking, feeling, valuing, and identifying issues that are unresolved or open for further discussion. What I was thinking is, how can there be so many complaints and issues, but the principal's not seeing evidence of the accusations? That definitely seemed like a red flag for me. I was feeling concerned for Miss Horton and how she could go from teacher of the year to having so many issues. Definitely sounds like she's going through a lot of personal items that wish as an administrator you can't always help with, but definitely feel for. Valuing the importance of quality evaluation process so that issues can be headed off early and effectively, and they don't turn into a parent meeting that's a blow up. Unresolved or open for further discussion. Can Ms. Horton turn it around and go back to that teacher of the year? Will my plan work? Is the evaluation process really part of the problem, or was this beyond what could have been fixed? And what could the principal have done earlier to help prevent these issues that we don't know the whole story. We only know parts of the story. Category 5, reflect on standard 2 by providing evidence that you, as an educational leader, promotes academic success for personal well-being of every student by enhancing instructional capacity. So how did I promote academic success of every student? Changing the evaluation process to promote teacher improvement will equal student improvement. Create a system of communication for parents, teachers, and admin. This system of communication will help the student succeed because the parents, administration, and teachers will all be on the same page with that student, helping them and communicating the expectations and how to best help that student. Putting teacher mental health as an important factor for our teachers. If the teachers feel that they're important and taken care of, and their mental health is being taken care of, then they're going to be better teachers in the classroom, which again equals better academic success for every student. How did you, as an educational leader, promote the personal well-being of every student? Well, define the expectations of every teacher. Teachers can't be late. If the teacher is late, that puts children at risk if there's no teacher around. Mental health of teachers. If teachers are mentally healthy, they're going to treat their students better, and that obviously helps the well-being of every student. Communication's an important factor. If the teacher and parent are on the same page, they can make sure they head off any issues that a child may be having, whether that's academic, personal, or whatnot. And then the evaluation process. Again, if we improve that and we improve our teachers, then they have time to not only, help a student succeed academically, but to help that student that is struggling in other ways. How did you, as an educational leader, enhance instructional capacity? Evaluation process. It's a team effort to improve our teachers. If as an administrator I can help a teacher improve how they teach, then I've improved their instructional capacity. Parent feedback. If teachers know what parents are saying, then they can make adjustments based on that to help, the particular students in their classroom learn better. And I think that's important knowledge to have about each individual student, and also, what's being said about them, because there's probably some sort of truth in there that what parents are saying, so maybe it helps them look in the mirror. And then we're just creating better teachers by providing evaluation and parent feedback to these teachers. And better teachers, different teaching strategies, how to handle different behaviors, all those things allow teachers to improve with what they're doing. So that's my presentation for EDL 851 case study. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to be a great administrator someday. Thanks for listening.